is, all we got to do is come in here and cut this out, get rid of this part right there.
I got it.
He just likes to fucking
He thinks
poke
it's
that.
fun.
He
Yeah.
just likes to poke that fucking knife in there.
Yeah,
This guy's like, oh yeah, I like to find shit like this.
This is real fun. Real fun.
And now you can see why we've been chasing leaks. Apparently water rots wood. Who knew? We made this fantastic discovery during the Blue Angels weekend, and that's why we say the blues bring bad news.
Hey kids, I am walking you to the boat because it's time to show you something. Not good news. You're gonna see why we've been chasing all these leaks and why leaks are a very bad thing. Big plans to go to Cuba, South, whatnot, and big changes. So come aboard, let me show you.
To do that, we need to go back in time to, bikini weather and the Blue Angels weekend this past November. As you know, we'd been chasing a leak that started here on our port side lamp. But the best place to find out if you still have leaks is always the bilge. When we looked at ours during Blue Angels weekend, this is what we found.
So, here is our water. You can see it down in there. It's at the base of the mast. But here's our weep holes. Oops. Where theoretically, it should be coming out and draining down here into our bilge, which would be fine. Apparently it was sitting right in that base, soaking through that screw and that screw, and just soaking down in, because it ended up looking like this. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, that's really nice. Look how flexible it is.
Before we could get too blue about it, it was time to watch the Blue Angels show. And luckily we were rafted up right next to Bottom Job Brandon. So we knew we were going to call him over right after the show for a free beer, free have a look at it. But first, it was time to enter the danger zone. Alright, that's enough fun, Brandon. Now come have a look at our rotten stringer. I will say, the first thing you don't want to see your boat repair guy do after you've shown him some damage is take a drink. We were nervous to have Brandon come take a look at it, but if it was bad news, we wanted to know.
It's really not that big a deal, Philip.
Really? So really it's just the added cost of pulling the rig.
What we'll do is, all we got to do is come in here and cut this out, get rid of this part right there.
If I was looking for a story for these videos, I sure found it.
For a story? Here's your story.
Exactly. This is gonna start.
Alright, don't let's keep it all in one piece until
It don't matter.
While the news wasn't terrible, let me tell you what we think about pulling the mast.
Yeah. Sucks. Welcome to our world. As we were planning, a couple things we want to do this winter, which were like autopilot. We knew we were going to have to re-rig either rod or wire. One thing we did not want to have to do is pull the mast. But when she looks like that, kind of no way to get around it. So our list got even bigger. Not a terrible thing, because we can do more, accomplish more projects, things we would not have done because they would have been more costly without the mast being down. we can now do, so that's a good
You
thing.
want to add a Wi-Fi antenna, you want to add, you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
wind vane stuff.
The soap antenna, wind vane.
Yeah.
But just sad to see, you know, we hated to see this happen to the boat. And maybe what made us feel really bad when we saw this, if you look, you can tell there's like a bulge right here in the wood. See, it kind of bulges out. That means our mast has been like crushing down on the stringer, just inching its way down into the boat. Not a good sign. And we noticed what made us kind of start to look at this was the rigging had gotten looser. You know, the shrouds up top had a little more wiggle to them, and so we thought, oh, maybe we should look at this. But that's part of it. First thing Bottom Job Brandon asked us, well, has your rigging gotten looser? Yeah, it has. Anyway, we wanted to share this big revelation with you because you're going to be along for the ride. So, who wants to fix a rotted stringer, huh? Let's do this.
Curious about cruising? Get inspired and get on board. Go to HaveWindWillTravel.com and follow us on YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, or the blog. We love to hear from followers. Reach out to us and let us send you free, cool stuff. And in case it wasn't clear, why we love Brandon.